Sector in Nigeria. At the moment, Nigerian educational sector is faulty and is going down the drain. At the moment, Nigerian university is not working because ASU has been on strike for the past 4 months. And again, those that are even privileged to go to school, statistics has it that on a yearly basis, about 600,000 graduates from both university and polytechnic. And in the labor space, it's just about 10% that is being privileged to even get in the labor space. So, Mr. President, on behalf of the Nigerian youth today, you can see that we even have a lot of Yahoo boys there because people are suffering. The youth are suffering. So, Mr. President, I would like to add that what are the strategies that you will put in place to ensure that you provide a standard education, an empowerment, and again, employment for Nigerian youth?
Thank you so much. Let's go.
My dear, is what should make us, who are your leaders, to feel ashamed. You know what it means that you're looking at your young ones, ask the type of question asked. Your country is disjointed. We have the highest number of out-of-school children. About over 15 million. In the tertiary institution, the intake, global average, is at 8%. Nigeria is 9%. Our people now go to school in Sudan. I met somebody the other day, say just graduated from a university in Sudan. I was in Egypt, and young Nigerian students came to greet me. They're going to school in Egypt. Nigerian human capital development is 152 over 157. So you can see how low we are. So it's a crisis situation. It's a situation we need to deal with aggressively. And the result has shown that the more you can invest in education, the better your development. Because you're going to build the human infrastructure that will develop your country. So even if you're borrowing money and throwing at it, you get return on it. But we're borrowing money for consumption. How do you create jobs? All the big corporations you're seeing today were companies set up by youths. All of them. They were all set up by youths. What is the greatest company in the world today? Huh? Microsoft? No, just one. You say? Huh? Tesla?
Amazon.
Okay. In terms of capital market quotation, the #1 company is Apple. Apple today is almost approaching $3 trillion in valuation. $3 trillion in market valuation. Let's put it at 2.5 trillion. The GDP of entire Africa is 2.3 trillion. So Apple is 4 times Nigerian GDP at 400 billion. It's one company funded by 2 young youths who were supposed to be, the main founder is Steve Jobs, which was adopted from a care home. His mother abandoned him because he can't look after him. And his friend Wozniak, children in the garage. That's how he founded. So it is the children, they have the talent. Was a Harvard dropout who with his colleagues founded Microsoft. That's how they founded it. So it is the youth that have the energy and the talent to change the world. Sony is moving today as an electronic company because of the daughter of Akio Marita, telling him that the company is not doing well, but they can do what they did with the music that you put in your ear. Headphone. That's the number one thing there. So I can go on and tell you, people, Ford that we are using today, the plane, everything, were developed by youth. Because that's a time they can take risk. Imagine, do this. At our age, you're fearing. You want to manage the little thing you have. You don't want to take too many risks. Because you might finish everything and you're finished. But at that stage, they take risk. So you need to invest in them. You know, you mentioned when you said Yahoo boys. Let me tell you, that were the people there. Those boys are people Indian turned into technology. Because the same talent they are using to do the wrong thing, you can direct it, put energy in it, and they change the world. We're going to change it. We're going to invest in the youth. Small businesses is micro, small enterprises. The country today with the most stable and biggest economy is not America now. America is the biggest economy. But when you come to production, the factory of the world is China. 60% of China production and GDP is micro, small businesses. China have about 800 million people, 840 or 800 million employed. I always use 800. Out of this, 60%, 540 million, is employed by micro, small, medium enterprises. They create the tax that drives China. So we need to put, before you ask me questions, I said we need to put training and money in your hand. As you are now, you don't need anybody to employ you. If you have the resources, you start something. But nobody's helping you here. You can't go to the bank and get money. Can you? No. Let me tell you. I, a Nigerian, a black man, got my first loan in the UK. Not by showing my bank manager any collateral, anything. They have what they call intellectual capital. It becomes your collateral. My bank started giving me money based on what I'm doing. By the time I left England in 2005, my bank was giving me over $7 million in loan. They didn't know where I come from. I'm a black man. If you live in England, when I lived there, being a Nigerian is no problem. If you put it black, you're a suspect. So black and Nigeria is too bad a combination. Yet, they were giving me money. And that is important, that you understand what I'm saying. If those Bill Gates, all these people, live here, nobody will give them money. Apple won't be there. Amazon won't be there. Bill Gates won't be there. They won't be Microsoft. But people believed in them and gave them money. When Ford started producing vehicles, he went to local government to apply for loan. To apply for license. They told him, no, what you're doing will kill people. But I can tell you, in my last visit to the US, somebody said whether I want a driverless car. When I said I want this thing, I told him, please, I want the one with the driver, please. said, oh, it's same thing. I said, no. I want to see who is driving it. So I can tell him when to brake. But that's where the world is going. So sooner or later, you enter your car and say, I'm going to Hilton, you drive you there. And we are still here, wasting everybody's time. We are still here, a first class citizen. Even when you manage to buy your car. So that I took time, and I plead with those who want to ask me questions. That's why I explained everything here, to show you that we are committed to this. We want to unleash your talents.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Thank you. Forever, well, the press, please.
Yes.
In the University of Nigeria, so I studied psychology.
Okay.
From time at the airport, and I shared that testimony with him. He was shocked. Today myself, I'm an employer of level. I employ over 7 people.
We need to talk more.
Even though I didn't get the money,
Don't worry.
you inspired me.
There's a place that can help you now. No, it's not over. It's over.
I have one very important question.
Yes.
My very important question is, sir, I work with an NGO and we're engaged in helping patients, cancer patients, many people who are really battling with health. Sir, health is such an important issue in Nigeria at the moment.
It's critical.
Sir, in 2001, African Union came together and brought different ministers across the African continent, as all the presidents, all the different countries, and signed a pact that 15% of each budget will be put into healthcare to help so that Nigerians can
Forget that, my brother.
So healthcare today is making many laborers.
Let me tell you, forget that. The signature that water is life. If government can provide water to you, you can sue them. We have it. We are signatory to it. Go on United Nations. Nigeria was signatory to Millennium Development Goals. What made China what it is today was MDG. China mainstreamed it into the development agenda, and from year 2000 to year 2015 was able to pull 439 million people out of poverty. Within that period, India did the same thing and put 269 million people out of poverty. Vietnam did it and put 50 million people out of poverty. Nigeria was throwing people into poverty within the same period. So, leave the signature. What I can tell you is that we have not pursued our country based on development agenda. What drives development is measured on one thing: Human Development Index, which is life expectancy, which is health; education, which is human capital; and per capita income, which is what I told the younger, pulling people out of poverty. You need to have somebody who have an idea what development is, what the whole thing is. You can't hire people who have passed their destination to drive your car. So we are going to change this place, I assure you.
Forever, the press.
That's 1 million naira. You know where I was paying that money from? Ask yourself, look, I will tell you where that money came from. It was supposed to be my security vote.
Wow.
But I said to them, when we finish, it was remaining for my expenditure on security. So I would have put it in my pocket. But I gave it to over 500 people. Because that's what money is meant for. It wasn't meant for people to go and put it in the village.
I have a question, sir. In our class. Now back in Abuja, sir, I have another best friend. Her name is Pelemo Inyaju. And she is a genius, and she is with disability. So I want to ask, what is their place in this new coming government?
Who had my picture? I had my picture today with disabled people.
Yes.
You have the picture.
Sir, I want to know. Sir, I hear a lot you say about.
Let me tell you what happened today. Very good question he asked. Let me tell you what happened today. I went to visit a place. And somebody said to me, There's a conference going on, people with disability. And I said, I can't live without going to embrace and talk to them. Can you show him the picture? Today, you know, I just went on my own. They didn't invite me, just today. And I told them one thing. You're not disabled. You're physically challenged. We're the same thing. We will show you love. We will not show you hatred. Because, and I told them one story. The best thing I did in Anambra State, the best advice I got in Anambra State to stop crime in a place called OBI was, I got the advice from a madman. It was a madman who lives there. When I came as the governor, came to embrace me and everybody pushed him away. I said, no, I must hug him. And when I hugged him, he asked me a question. Am I looking for this thing? I said, yes. He told me exactly what to do. And I did that. That was the end. Till today, if you know I live in Onitsha, and if you want to come to Onitsha with me, whenever I come to Onitsha, I look for him. He will hug me and tell me a story of what is happening in Onitsha. And he's a madman. Nobody wants to be mad. So if you're a leader, you lead both those who are good, just like nobody is poor. We're all children of God. Whatever we have here is blessings of God. So do not feel that this man is low, you're big, you're this. No. Everybody here are children of God. We all created equal. It is God that has given us our endowment, and we should not abuse the grace of God. So be rest assured, the youth should take back their country. The only way they can take it back is to refuse to support people who don't have capacity to serve them faithfully. That's why I said, go and do what? Verify. So if I say I left money, I finished being governor of Anambra State, I left in 3 banks in Nigeria, Access Bank, $50 million, 12 billion naira. Fidelity Bank, $50 million, 12 billion naira. Diamond Bank, $50 million, 12 billion naira. Is money belonging to them.
Sir, can you say how much opportunities you created for people who are disabled?
You go and